Welcome to Backstories, the podcast where we dig deep into the untold tales behind the people, places, and moments that shape our world. Every month, we'll uncover the hidden narratives that inspire, surprise, and challenge us. So, grab your headphones and get ready to journey into the past, one backstory at a time.
All right, we have a returning storyteller here for time number 2. Deborah's story is called Don't Panic.
Who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose in life? Has anyone ever asked themselves that question? Well, when I was about 10 years old, a family friend gave me a wonderful book. We're in a bookstore. Isn't that great? The book was called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. I thought it was a pretty good book. And fast forward a couple years, I was 12 or 13 years old, and at a family event, this very important cousin of mine, older cousin, was a lawyer, came up to me and said, "Deborah, what's your motto? What's your purpose in life?" Well, even though I'd read the book, I didn't know what to say, so I said the first thing that came in my mind, everything in moderation. That's a lousy motto to live by. And I thought, I felt really crushed. Oh my gosh. So I went home and I said, this is never going to happen to me. I am going to come up with a purpose and it's going to be good enough for now. And if it's not good enough for later, it's not my real purpose. Well, I'll find my real purpose. I promise I'll find my real purpose. My purpose for now is show up. Show up and give what's needed. And quite a few years later, that's still my purpose. And of course, the way I show up and what I can give has changed, but it's still a good motto to live by. Well, when I was around 19 or 20 years old and in college, I had kind of a favorite thing to do. And, nowadays you wouldn't probably dare to do this, but back then, remember, that was like in the late 70s, early 80s. And one of my favorite things to do was to fly into some place that I'd never been before and hitchhike. It opened up all kinds of possibilities, and you never knew what was going to happen. So one time I decided to go to Wyoming and landed in Wyoming, got to the edge of town. Well, one of the important things when you're hitchhiking is to decide what to bring, because you want to travel light, but you really need to have what you need. So what I found was one of the most important things to bring was a towel. A towel has so many purposes. And let's see, you can use it for a pillow, you can use it to flag down, the passerbys, you can use it to sit on, or a blanket, or you can use it, if you're lucky enough to get on a raft, you can use it as a sail. It works pretty good. Okay, that's never happened, but I can imagine it would be pretty cool. And then at the end of the day, when you're trying to clean up, you can use your towel for that purpose if it's still clean enough. So, I was hitchhiking and had my towel, and when you have your towel, you really look like you're pretty together because, if you can go through hitchhiking and still have a towel with you, that shows you've kind of got your stuff together. So I'm standing out there with my towel, putting my thumb out, and it wasn't long, but this big black car came by, and I'm like, I'm pretty lucky, And he rolls down the window and says, "What are you doing out there hitchhiking? You shouldn't be hitchhiking." I don't normally stop and pick up people, but I want you to get in the car so nothing will happen to you. And I said, this really happened. I said, oh, thank you. If people like you keep picking me up, I'm going to be just fine. So I get in the car and chat a while, and then, my blanket does its thing, and I kind of fall asleep, and eventually, I wake up, and he's pulling into this parking lot of this business, and I look at the name of the business in great big letters. It says Magrathea. Magrathea. Who has ever heard of a place called Magrathea? I had no idea where I was. I must have fallen asleep for quite a while. So he said, I got a meeting to go to. It's an event. You're welcome to come in, or, you can hitchhike and keep going, or you can come on in. I said, well, I think I better come in. And besides, I'm kind of up for an adventure. So I go in with him. I go into this building, and we go around the back. Remember, it's like 1979, 1980, and they did have computers back then, but they were very different. And so it was a great big computer with lots of lights, and even the ticker tape coming out of it, right? And there were all these people standing around, and they said, we've been waiting for this. We've been waiting so long. We've been waiting so long. This is the moment. This is the moment when the computer, we built this computer to tell us an answer. We want to know, we want to know the answer to everything, the answer to the universe. And this computer is programmed to tell us. I thought, really? I mean, I don't even know my purpose. But if the computer's going to tell us our purpose of being on the planet, well, that's pretty cool. I'm game. I'd like to hear this. Oh, tell us. Well, then, nowadays a computer can speak and it's no big deal. But the computer, that back then could speak, and I was a little kind of blown away, because back then that was when the digital watches were kind of new in the rave. So the computer said, the time has arrived to tell you the answer. Oh, we're so excited. Tell us now. You mean you're going to tell us now? Yes, but you will not like the answer. Oh, that's okay. We all got to know. We've waited so long. Please tell us the answer. The answer to the question of everything, of the universe, is... Does anyone know?
42.
Thank you. Yes. 42? We waited all this time, and the answer is 42? That makes no sense. Well, says the computer, you don't know the right question to ask. If you knew the right question to ask, you would know why this answer makes sense. Well, we asked you to find out the answer to everything, the answer to the universe. Yes, but what is the question? What's 6 times 7? No, that's too literal. How many roads must a man walk down? That's it. How many roads must a man walk down? 42. No, said the computer, that is not the right question. Can you tell us the right question to ask about the purpose and meaning of the universe? No, but I will design a computer that will be able to answer that question. Oh, you can design a computer? I guess the future of AI, right? Yes, I will design this computer. Well, does this computer have a name? Yes, I will call the computer that will generate the question to the answer of everything of the universe, and the name will be Earth. So next time you're feeling a little spacey, and maybe like the floor is falling out from under you, and with all the changes going on, you may be being taken for a ride, don't panic. Grab your towel and the Hitchhiker's Guide, because planet Earth might just be your starting point to the next adventure. Thank you.